Today we're making this precious 10-inch wreath, and I have this amazing Proverbs 31 sign. She is clothed with strength and dignity. I love this sign. We have our little 10-inch wreath, and then we have our mesh. Now, did you know that everyday wreaths don't have to be brown, beige, and moss green and all the basics? Did you know that you can throw a punch of pink in there, have your personality, and still leave this wreath out year-round? Well, here at Mackenzie Cole, we're all about color, so we're adding in a punch of this bright pink to an everyday wreath. And it's still an everyday wreath. But it'll make you happier when you look at it. How about that? All right, let's open this guy up. And let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix them. So we're going to do, we need 6 cuts of both of these. And I'm going to cut, I'm going to trim the edge off first. And I'm going to cut these 15 inches. Let me get my clip out so I can make my ruffles. And let's load up our frame. We're gonna alternate. So 1, 2, I'm only gonna do 2 curls on this one. 1, 2, scrunch. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, scratch. One, two. Loading up that base, putting in our foundation. You want to put that ruffle all the way to the bottom, stand your edges up, and keep working all the way around. Now look, we came back and we have two pinks beside each other, and guess what? That's okay. You're not even gonna notice. Don't sweat the small stuff. I hope everybody's having an amazing week. It's been a good week here at Mackenzie Cole so far. I've been trying to get some things in for my house that I had been looking at for a while and thinking about exactly what I want. So I've been getting in some outdoor rugs and things like that, and that's always exciting for me to decorate and redo a space. So I knew this spring I was going to have to revamp some areas, and one of them is our back deck. When my son moved out, I gave him the little bistro set that was on our back deck. Now, when you walk out of our kitchen door, we have a large screened-in porch, and then behind that is a really small deck. So when I say back deck, it's a little deck off of the screen porch. And I gave him that furniture because he had a small front porch where he went. He's been gone for over a year, and I still have not done anything with that little deck. So that stuff has started to come in, and I've been doing some organizing in this room. This is my design studio. I have one more room that is my storage for supplies and different things. Been organizing that room. All right, so now for my curls. I'm going to put one of each. We're going to do 10-inch curls. And I need to count, so we'll quit talking for a minute. We need one more, but I've already lost count because my mind is spinning over here thinking about other things when it shouldn't be. So let's, whoops, I keep grabbing that by that peg, and you can't do that, but I do. Let me knock my peg back in. Sorry, peg. I keep jerking you about. All right, I'm gonna unload my ribbons. Look at that gorgeous ribbon. Matches that sign so well. I'm gonna leave my mesh cutter just because I might need one more, I think. Not sure. All right, let's start building our curls. I roll these loosely, seam side down, scrunch them in the center, and put them in my holder. And we're alternating. Okay. Let's bring this cute girl back up here. Look how cute she is. And we're going to add 2 curls in each tie. It's going to pack a punch. I always say that, and it does. Makes me so happy to put my curls in every single time. Okay. I'm loving this wreath. It is so cute. If you don't mind, please like and share this video. That helps me a ton. You girls are amazing about that. You help me all the time, and I truly appreciate it. And I do see that you are doing that for me, and I want to thank you for that. That is how my little small business grows. We just keep going around our base until we make it back to where we started. This is a great time to have some great music rocking in your craft room. Your favorite movie. I used to watch other crafters while I crafted. Now I film so much of what I'm crafting for you girls that I don't get to watch a lot. I have some things this afternoon that I want to go watch that I paid for if I have time. And if I don't, I'll do it this weekend, but I'm hoping this afternoon I can sit down and watch a workshop I paid for this weekend. And I missed it because I was busy. All right. But we were talking about how it's spring, you know, we spring clean and we focus on things more so than any other time of year and getting the house kind of put together before the big summer fun comes along for the family. And one of the things I have wanted to try for years is mixed tiles. And if you don't know what that is, you submit your photos and they print them and frame them in the size that you select, and then they ship them to you with almost like a command strip backing. So you literally take them out of the box and you can start, you know, you have to plan where you're going to put it. So we had ordered so many that I kind of planned it out on a table and then we applied it to the wall, the hubby did. But you literally can take them right out of the box and start sticking them to the wall. And then I haven't looked into how you take them down, but it's not supposed to mess up your paint or anything. And there's no nails involved or anything like that. So I would say I love it and I own my house. But if you were renting, because we did rent before we bought this house, we had a home that we wanted to sell, and I thought, well, I could do this myself. And this was a long time ago, friends. Online space was not this large. I was literally taking out ads in the local newspaper, things like that. But there was a new website called For Sale by Owner, I think. I bought their signs. I bought like a sign for the road, a little place to put my little pamphlets in. Long story short, we thought it'll take, you know, 6 months to a year to sell our house. So our primary focus was getting it on the market. Well, I sold the house in less than 30 days and we were not prepared. We had not looked at one single home, nothing. So we start looking in a panic, and we were quickly told by our lender that you can't even close. If you found a house tomorrow, you can't even close on it. Somehow I cut way too many. I think we're good. By the time you have to be out of your home, you need to rent. And so, oh gosh, this is a long story. So we ended up renting a house, but it's a long story of how we even got the rental, because the rentals were, the supply was so low in our area at that time. So if you're renting, these mixed tiles are amazing. I love how they turned out. And if you've tried them, you know. If you haven't tried them, just go to mixedtiles.com and just see what you think. But I absolutely loved it. I did the wall behind my couch in my living room. So that's one of the things I did for a spring kind of spruce up. I got the grandbabies up there and me and the hubby and things like that. It makes me happy. And both of my sons, my grown sons, when they saw it, commented on it and how much they loved it. So go check out Mixed Tiles. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever. I just absolutely loved it. All right, we're going to come back and we're going to start cutting our ribbon tails. See you in a few, girls. We are cutting ribbon tails, and this is what I have chosen. I'm not even sure I'm going to use this guy. Not for the ribbon tails, for sure. We want to use this for our 2.5. And I'm using this for my 1.5. So, let me get my board. Let me pull my shorts down just in case you guys can see my legs. You know, I have to sit my legs up. My new scissors came in. We're gonna crack open our new scissors. Boy, am I happy to see you. I left my good scissors downstairs yesterday when I released my wreath kit, and I had to cut 36 ribbons one at a time. And that was not fun for me or anyone else. That was not fun, but you do what you have to do. All right. So, didn't I say we have 12 ties? So we're gonna do 12 tails. I don't know why I had so many curls though. Maybe because I was thinking about something so hard. All right. Now, 13 inches would be to there. And I would scrunch it in the center. I think it's still good at 13. Let's try it. Let's try it. 1. I like my handle on this side, so I'm gonna switch it up. Yeah, that's what you want your scissors to do. Oh, that's so nice. Now I need my solid pink. We're going to cut these in half. I'm going to cut these in half. And we're going to dovetail. This ribbon is gorgeous. It is so pretty. So is anyone else working on their house this spring, indoors or outdoors? This wreath is, when I see this wreath, I think camper or nursing home door. This would be adorable on a nursing home door for Mother's Day, and then leave it, you can leave it year round. You could leave it all summer and do something else for fall. That's what I'm thinking. So we're gonna make our packets. I'll fold those in half. 2.5 on the bottom, 1.5 on the top. 2.5 on the bottom and a 1.5 on the top. How many of you ordered the wreath kit yesterday? If you ordered it, leave a red heart below. We shipped everything that was ordered yesterday before 6 p.m. We shipped, and that's my time, we shipped today. It's gone out. And then what came in last night, when I go downstairs, I will box up and it will go out as well. This is saying I need one more. Nope. I'm gonna save that for the bow. 13 inches. The math ain't mathin' today, honey. The math ain't mathin'. All right. Now I just have one too many packets. I don't know. Heck, it'll be a surprise for us all. Let's get into it. This is going to add that next punch to your wreath. This wreath is so happy and so cheerful already. I love it. And yes, this is an everyday wreath. They don't have to just be neutral colors with no color. That's just not the case. Not around here. And if you're here, then you must love color, or I would drive you crazy. You guys, my niece came to stay with me a long time ago. And she was organizing my ribbon. And as she went through my ribbon, I didn't know she was doing this, but she pulled out the ribbon that she did not think I had purchased myself, that I was ever going to use, or that looked like me, or, you know, Mackenzie Cole. And when she got done, and I went in there, and she said, now I pulled these ribbons because they don't look like you, they don't look like your style, and I'm not sure you're ever going to use them. And 100% of those ribbons, she was right. They came in like supply boxes or whatever, and they just were so much not me that they were never going to be used. And I destashed them, so someone got to love them and use them. They all sold. Somebody loved them because we all have different styles. But I love that when someone has their own style, you can do that. You can go through and say, this is not what you would use. I thought that was so funny. And she was spot on. And I don't know why I was hanging on to them. I just kept overlooking them and not even thinking about destashing them. And I'm sure they've been used, and I'm sure that wreath has gone to someone's home and everyone's happy. So that was a long time ago. So when I think of an everyday wreath, now I do make a few neutral wreaths in my shop because I do want, if someone pops in my shop, I want them to be something there that they love, in case that's their vibe, or in case that's what they're looking for. Or if they want to gift it to someone and they're not sure, right? However, the majority of my wreaths are popping that color, and they have since I started selling, and they did before I ever started selling, and I was just making for myself, my family, and my friends. So it just is who I am. And I'll tell you where I got it from. I got it from my grandmother, Otra. My middle name is after her middle name. I adored her. Adored her. She was so far ahead of her time. My grandma, you couldn't find gold shoes. You know how you can find gold Birkenstocks and all these cool gold sandals and things like that? Yeah, that wasn't a thing when I was growing up at all. My grandma would take gold spray paint from roses and paint her shoes metallic gold. I'm not even joking. She loved red. She loved color. She loved gold. She was so far ahead of her time, and I loved everything about her, and I miss her still to this day. Okay. So if you wonder where I get my love of color, it came straight from my grandma Otra. And she was amazing. All right. I plant red geraniums on my front porch to this day in remembrance of her. She loved red geraniums. She loved red. She always had her red stocking cap in the winter. She always wore red lipstick when they would go to barn dances. My grandfather played a banjo in a band, and so they would go to barn dances. And I would watch her paint that red lipstick on. So I put red geraniums by my front door, and I think of her every time I come home. All right, how precious. This is the cutest. I'm going to come back and we're going to put on our sign. I'll be right back. Okay, she is clothed in strength and dignity. And I just kind of okay. I prefer to use a hole punch and wire this in, and then I know that nothing's ever going to happen to this. I know people love those sticky things that go on the back, like cable mounts or whatever they are. I used them a couple of times and they fell apart in my storage room, and I just went ahead and hole punched them and put them in the other way, this way. One reason is I have chemical sensitivity, so I can't use the E6000, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. The E3 6000, 6000, 3000, whatever they're using, that smell, it would just wipe me out for a long time. So I can't use that type of glue. So that's one reason I can't use them. And the other reason that I can't use them is I know in my knower that I can always trust this method. So that's just me. You do you. No judgments here. I just can't do it. I am putting this sign right in the center. And I want it at a crossbar. So what I love about these little wreaths, they still have every bit of detail as the big wreaths that I make. They still have the fun, the glamour, the glitz, but they fit in those smaller spaces. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to fit between like your door and your screen door. I don't make anything that fits between your door and your screen door. There's lots of people that do. I'm not one of them. But what I'm saying is if your door is not that wide, dorm rooms, nursing homes, campers, that type of situation, you still get like a full thick wreath, but it's not as wide. And that's the purpose of these wreaths for me. Just so you know. Now I have a storm door. So a screen door has a screen in it and a storm door has a glass. I have a storm door. And I use a suction cup wreath hanger on my glass storm door, and that is where I hang my wreaths. I have a covered porch, so I mean it's fully protected, and that is where I put my wreaths. Now I could use this wreath even though this is not as wide or as big. This would be adorable on anyone's front door. But what I'm saying is, if you need it for like that nursing home, it's perfect. Look how precious. And look how good it looks with that ribbon. All right, I want to make, I think she needs a little bow. I think she needs a little precious bow. Let me grab some nail stems. I don't need the black. I need my easy bow. That's why I need you guys. And what I'm gonna do, I like my ribbon to come off like so. I'm going to make my lantern bow for this wreath because I think that'll be a great size. I'm bringing in this neutral burlap with the white polka dot to tie into our neutral mesh. I'm giving this a 5-inch loop and a 5-inch tail. I'm doing 2 in the back. Bring that tail down. I'm coming in with this guy. That tail goes down. This loop is going to be just slightly smaller than the first. I'm just going to do 1. This wreath cannot handle a huge bow. Even though I don't really know how to make a small, incredibly small bow. I do. I just don't often find myself in a place that I need to. But this is, for a wreath, this is probably small for me. Going back on top with the pop of pink. This is gorgeous. And I'm only going to do 1. And what I'm going to do, I want to place this on the wreath, like lay it there, and see if I'm only going to do 1. Am I going to do 3? I don't know. I don't know yet. But we're going to see. Tie that tight. I'm going to use, I cut this tail wrong. I'm going to see if it's long enough for me to tie this off. perfectly fine. Totally is. I'm just fluffing the back. I'll finish fluffing it on my project. Precious. Now I want to see, how many of these do I need? Do I just want one? Oh, I love it with just the one. It is so sweet. I don't know that that's long enough to get down into my wreath like I want it to, so I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to extend this. I need to go on Deco Exchange and buy all the long Chanel stems. Keep forgetting. That's okay, because my new planner came in yesterday, and I'm going to sit down with that bad boy today, this morning. The rest of my morning, I'm going to work on that planner. And in that planner, I'm going to plan to go get my extra long pipe cleaners. That's what I'm going to do. You do what you got to do. I need everything on paper. I am not a digital planner girl whatsoever. It is not about that life. All right. Go in here and find your frame. Pull that bow down where you want it and tie it off. I'm going to trim my excess off. All right. And now, let me get this bow where I want it, and I'll bring the camera up and show you girls what we just did, because it is cute. So cute. This is precious. This is available in the shop by the time you see this video. If you need this for Mother's Day, a nursing home, it's available. You can go to the top of the page, you can click shop now, it'll take you straight to my shop. Alright, close your eyes. And now you can come back. I'll bring her closer. She is, close your eyes. Look, she is precious. I'm going to get her up on the wall. I'm going to get her filmed and photographed. And that's a wrap for this series. See you later, girls.